Hey crafters, welcome back for part 2 of The Watcher in the Water. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, make sure you go back and watch that first. But if you have, let's go to the table and start working on that crazy creature. Ooh. Hey crafters, let's jump right in. Okay, we've got a toothpick here. And I'm going to cut this in half with a wire cutter. And then I'm going to take each half and bend it and break it, but not break it off. Okay, I wanted that kind of bend there. And I'm going to use the white glue and repair that break that I did. Just put some glue on the break. Now we're going to do these for the tentacles, so we're going to do 24 of these. Okay, and let's set those aside to dry. Now here's my tentacle, and it's all dried up from the white glue. I'm going to start applying hot glue to it. I'm using the large glue gun to fill in those gaps that are in the tentacle itself where we twisted the paper towel. So I'll just pull it along, give a nice helping of hot glue on there. Don't be stingy with your hot glue. And apply that. That'll give it a nice strength as well as some cool texture. So let's keep going down to the bottom there. And we're going to do this for all the tentacles. So smooth it out. You can smooth it out with that end there. There we go. We'll let that dry up. So now I've got one of my tentacles. And here are my dried toothpicks. I'm going to start applying those to the end of the tentacle because the Watcher has those little fingers on the end. So I'm going to put that first one there. Second one. I'm going to make it look like a hand. And the third. Stay in place there. Needs a setup. Oh, I don't want to stay. Sometimes you have to hold it a sec. There we go. So we got a nice hand on the end of that tentacle. Nice. Alright. So now I'm going to reinforce these a bit with my hot glue. And this is my smaller hot glue gun. Just makes it easier to work with. So make sure you get those knuckles. Cover that up. That'll give it texture as well as some nice strength on that break we did there. Just fill that all in. You want to really make it blend into the tentacle. Just keep applying there. Looking good, looking good. Alright, now I have these teeny beads, okay, and I'm going to use these as suction cups on the tentacle, alright? So I'm going to do one to start, and I'm going to do a row of ones first until the tentacle widens. So I'll just keep applying those with the hot glue. Down the length of the tentacle. And one box of these beads is plenty to do this craft. More than enough. Let's keep adding them down to the end. That's really, really a nice detail. So there we go. I got them all on there. Really cool. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue around it. This will kind of help secure that bead on the tentacle itself. So just run your glue gun around the beads, the edge. Just a little extra strength on there. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to use a washer, and I'm going to use a heavy washer. I'm going to glue it to the washer, the hot glue. Hold it for a sec. And you want to make sure you use a fairly thick washer because you want to have enough weight to hold this tentacle up, right? So So now I'm going to put some hot glue on the washer itself. This will give it texture. You know, they're coming out of the water, so I want to give it kind of water texture. So I'm going around the tentacle as opposed to just wibbly nibbly how you might do if you're trying to do dirt. Let's fill that in. And I'm going to go around the edge, so it's just not a straight rounded edge. So it's has a little bit of texture on it. There we go. Now I have my body of my critter. It's all dried up. And I started putting some detail on here with the hot glue gun. I'm filling the body in. But I'm going to do these kind of ribbing on it. And just go up the sides there like that. Kind of fill those indents in. A little bit of circular texture. Pull some more of those beads down the side, that ribbing, and the other side's dried up, so I'm going to add another layer of the glue on it, really enhance the height of it. Now I'm going to start adding texture to those. So I've added some glue to the ribbing, and I'm pulling the hot glue gun away from the ribbing, so it's kind of giving like almost like a fin, like a small fin-like texture on there. It's kind of hard to see with the clear nature of the hot glue, but when we paint it, it's really going to pop out. There, same thing, just went along the ribbing, an extra layer of hot glue, and just pulling it out. They give a really, really nice texture. So you're satisfied with it. Now I'm going to pull up on the spines here on the back and just give them some extra texture. Kind of blend them into the body. And it really helps to have a smaller hot glue gun. If you have the bigger one, it's much more difficult to do this kind of fine detail. Alright, do some ribbing on the back there near the indents. I'll put another layer on that and do the same kind of pulling of the hot glue. So essentially just adding texture and sculpting with hot glue. And you notice that when I use my hot glue guns, I don't have the kind that have plastic on the metal tips. You really need those metal tips to be clear of any kind of protective plastic. So make sure you get the kind that have that. All right, here's a piece of thin cardboard. I'm going to use this for the bottom of the creature. So it'll be kind of the base. So I'll just trace around the body. And I'll cut that out. And this will cover up that open foil there on the bottom. Kind of reinforce the jaw also. I'll just kind of blend it into the base. Hide that corrugation. And there we go. All one piece. Wow, is this creature coming together or what? Make sure you check out part 3 for finishing up the Watcher in the Water. Also, make sure to give your Scotty a like if you did like the video. Also, check out my Foreman Facebook group. Bunch of lovely people on there. Make sure to subscribe and share these videos. We love having more people enjoying the crafting with us. I'm also a member of Patreon, so if you do enjoy these videos and you feel you get something out of them and you want to give back to your DM Scotty, you can join Patreon and pledge to support the DM's craft. And last but not least, go forth and craft your own Watcher in the Water.
Whoa, hey there, oh, that tickles.